Okay guys, the aim of this video is to show you how to get your VIP resume template generator going. So you will need Microsoft Office Professional 2013. That's the platform on which I built the application. So you need that same platform to run the generator, to run the application. So it's a simple application. It's made up of two platforms, two applications, Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel. So it's a simple mail match application. I'm going to show you what all of that means. But the first step, so I'm going to break this down into steps so that it makes everything easy for you. The first step is to check if you have Microsoft Office Professional, at least the 2013 version or anything above that version. So it can be 2016 or 2013, it will still work, but at least you should have the 2013 version. Now, I know Microsoft has done a lot of improvements on their software. So they have something called Microsoft 365 that works on practically Windows and Mac, and that is what we are going to use. But again, just in terms of principle, the first step is to go to Google and type in Microsoft Office Professional 2013. That's the first thing you do. So just type Microsoft Office Professional 2013. The reason you want to type this is because I want you to land on the exact website that I see here. So these are my search results in Google. Forget about all the other search results. The only search results that's important to you is this first one here called Microsoft Office Download. And make sure that the website it's www.microsoft.com/download/office. So that is where you want to go. Forget about all these other ones below here. Okay, simple as that. Now right click on that and open this in a new window, and you're gonna take you to Microsoft.com, and you're gonna see the applications. So this is where you want to come. So when you come here, just now when you're here, just look at you have options here. You have for home or personal, you have for business, you have for students and educators, you have for Mac. Now if you have a Mac computer, you click here, and when you click there, you will see Office 365. This is what we want to use. So you don't necessarily need to have the 2013 version. So long as you have Office 365, this application will run on it. So forget about the 2016. If you like, you can use it, no problem, but you should focus on these two here. And I would like to use personal. The reason I want to use personal is because you will need to buy this application if you don't have it. If you have it on your computer, you may skip this step. You may just go to the next step, which is about downloading the generator and using it on your, and try to see if you can run on your Word or Excel that you have, because the application is made up of Excel and Word. So there are two sub applications, two documents that have to work together to create your template. I'm going to show you all of that later, but just bear in mind that it runs on Office. Now Office is a group of applications. The reason they call it Office is because it has Microsoft Word. So you see this icon here, that's Microsoft Word, and then you have Microsoft Excel, and then you have Publisher, you have Note and other things, you have Access and so on. So all of this is called Microsoft Office. Okay, now the two documents we are going to use, one of them is a Word document and the other one is an Excel document. So that's why we need Microsoft Office, because Microsoft Office has Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel as applications in that pack. So if you have a Mac computer, you should be on for Mac, and then depending on what you want, if you don't have my Office 365 installed already on your computer, you want to buy it, and I'll recommend the personal option if you want to use it alone. But if you have to install that on various computers at your home, let's say you have kids and you have your wife and other people, you want them to have this installed on their separate laptops, you want to choose the home, because there with that option you need 5 user licenses. But if it's just for you alone, you want to use 1 user license. So for 1 user license, it's practically $6.99, like $7 a month. For 5 user license is like $10 a month. So you have to make a decision between these two. But let's just assume that you want to choose the personal. So you choose that. If you're on Mac, you choose that and you click shop now. When you click that, it will take you here. Okay, obviously they want you to subscribe, they want you to choose the yearly option, which is like $70 a year. But what you need to do is go here and click on monthly, depending on what you want to pay. If you want to make some savings, you can choose this, but I would prefer the monthly, because maybe I just want this application to run my VIP resume creation template, and then after that I don't want to use it again, so I just want to pay for 1 month. So if that's the case, I'm just gonna go there and choose the monthly option of $6.99, and then I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna download it. Okay, so this will work on your PC. It will also work on Mac. So if you have a Windows computer, a laptop or a desktop, it will work on it. If you have a MacBook or a laptop, a Mac laptop, anything that's Mac, it will work on it. It will also work on the iPad, the Android or Windows, any other mobile device that you want to use. So those are the operating system specifications. Okay, so this is compatible Windows 7 or any later version of Windows. Okay, it will work on that, and it's also compatible with Mac OS. So you see, everything is there. So now all you need to do is click here, buy the application, download it. Obviously they will give you all of the instructions to follow to download it and install it on your computer. So that's the first thing you want to do. Now obviously, if you don't, I've already talked about the case of Windows, so this will work on Windows and Mac computer. So if you have Windows, you can just choose either so if you have Windows, you should normally be here for home or personal use, and you can now select between the personal or the home, and then you follow the same steps. If you have Mac, you go here. Okay, so that's as simple as that. If you want to use it for your business, you go here. So again, that's not important for now. So the first step is to make sure that you have Office 365 installed on your computer. If you already have it, let's say you have a version of Office that you're doubting, you don't know whether it's 365 or not, or whether the generator can even run on it. Let's say you already have some version of Office on your computer. The first thing you want to do is skip this step that I'm talking about here. Skip this step of buying, and just go and follow the next steps, which talks about downloading the generator, the 2 files of the generator, and then install them on your computer, and then see if it will work. If it doesn't work, then you want to come and follow this process and buy the recent Office 365. Okay, so now that I've cleared that, let's move to the next step. So the next step is to download the generator files. There are 2 files. So there's a Microsoft Word file, and there's a Microsoft Excel file. So below this video you're watching, there will be a link to click and download those 2 files. So click on those links and download those 2 files. Now I'm gonna pretend as if I'm doing the same thing here. So I'm just gonna go here. I have those 2 files right now. They are in my email. So if I want to, the first thing I want to download is the template, is the VIP resume. Sorry, the first thing I want to download is the template input sheets, which is the Excel file. It's always good to start with the Excel file. So I'm gonna click there, and I'm gonna download that file. So this is it here, downloading. So I'm gonna open it up. Okay, so I'm gonna double click there and open it up. Now that's assuming that I already have Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Office 365 in my system, in my computer. So now that I have that, I've already done that first step. Now I'm downloading the file, and it will open up in Excel in my computer. So I'm just gonna be a little bit patient, and it will open up. So once it opens up, you may have a message like this. The reason I'm having this message because I've not activated this Microsoft Office 2013 on my computer. So normally what I usually do, I just click close, and click close. And when it opens the document, you will see something like this. It will say protected view. Be careful, files from the internet can contain virus unless you need to edit. It's safer to stay in protected view. So I need to edit this file, so I'll click enable editing. So I'll click enable editing. When I click that, this file is now editable on my computer. Now the next thing I want to do is to save this file in some folder in my computer. So I'm just gonna go there, I'm gonna click on save. Okay, I'm gonna click on file, so I'm gonna go back for you to see. So I click on file, I go to save as, okay, and I'm gonna put it in a folder called VIP Resume Template Generator. I've already created that folder, so all you need to do is to create a folder in your computer called VIP Resume Template Generator, and you want to save this file there. Okay, so as you can see, I already have it saved there, so I'm gonna save it there. So that's where I want it saved. So that's the first step. The next step, I'm gonna go back, and the second file I have to open is the Microsoft Word file. I'm gonna go back to my email. So remember, these links, these two links will be below this video in the members area. So I've opened the Excel file, which is called the template input sheet. So the first file you want to open is called the template input sheet. I'm going to clearly label it below this video. You're going to see it clearly called template input sheet, so that there's no confusion. That's the first file you want to open. The second file you want to open, I'm going to call it VIP Resume Template Generator. It's a Microsoft Word file. So when you click on that link, it will open up, and you have to click there to open it up. So it's opening up in Microsoft Word. So the first file was an Excel file. This file now is a Microsoft Word file. I'm going to be patient for it to open up. So I'm going to pause this video. So it's going to open up. So I'm going to still have this error message here. I'm going to close it. And I still have this thing here called enable editing. So I'm going to click on enable editing. So when I click on enable editing, it will give me a message. It will give me a message that says opening this document will run the following SQL command. Select from sheet. Data from your database will be placed in the document. Do you want to continue? Click yes. So all you need to do is to click yes. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Now when you click yes, this document will open like this. Now there's usually an error. There's an error that you get. I'm gonna show you what that error will look like. So there's an error message that you one of these errors. So the first error you're gonna get is this one here. I'm gonna show you. So let me open it up here for you to see the image of that error. So this is it here, the one that I just showed you. Opening this document will run the following SQL command. So this is the first error you're gonna get. The next error you're gonna get is this error here. It's called VIP resume blah 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 is a mail merge document. Word cannot find its data source. Now that's the second error you're gonna get. So when you click, what you need to do is to click on this button here. Click on. So I'm gonna like zoom out for you to see what I'm talking about here clearly. So when you have this second error message, in your case, make sure you click on this button here, find data source, because the reason you have this error, I'm not having this error now because I already have this template installed in my computer. But if you're installing this template in your computer for the first time, you're gonna have this error. The reason is because the Microsoft Word file has to link up with the Excel file. So it's saying that you cannot find the Excel file. So you have to guide it for it to be able to locate the Excel file. So that's why you need to click on this button here. So the button says find. So the button says find data source. So click on that button that says find data source. Now when you click on that button, find data source, you're gonna see a next. You're gonna see this dialog box will open up. Now this is happening on Microsoft. This is happening on a Windows computer. Now on a Mac computer, you're gonna have something similar. Not exactly like this, but you have to go through the same process. You're gonna find that data source, Now the data source is where the information, remember I talked about the candidate information form. So there is the candidate information form is where you want to put in information about yourself that we're going to use to create your VIP resume template. So information like your work history, the various trainings you've taken, and so on. So that's what we call the candidate information. So that information has to be stored in the Excel file. So that's what we're referring to here as the data source. So you click, once you're here, you have to find that data source. Now that's where this is a point when you have to go and look for where you stored that Excel file. And that's the reason why I told you that the first file you want to open is the Excel file. You open the Excel file and then store it in a folder called VIP Resume Template Generator. So I'm gonna go now to find that file. So when you have this dialog box open up, you have to go here and in your folders and find that folder. So when you do that, the next it will take you to the folder. This is the folder here, VIP Resume Template Generator. When you do that, the next thing is you're gonna go there and open that folder. Now in my case, I'm gonna show you the folder is called the file. So I'm here in my VIP resume. I'm just gonna go here. So let me go back here. So you see I'm here. It's called VIP Resume Template Generator. So that's the folder where I stored my first file, the first Excel file. So if I open that folder, this is the Excel. This is the file here. It's called template input sheet. So this is the file you have to select following that process. Once you select that file, it will connect with your Word document. So in my case, it's already connected, and when it's connected, it's gonna resemble something like this. It's gonna look like this. So you're gonna see the headline here, and then you're gonna see first name, middle name, last name. So this template generator is gonna pick up your first name, your middle name, and your last name from the information that you filled on your candidate information form, and it's gonna populate it here. It's gonna pick the job title and so on. So and then it's gonna put your work history here. It's gonna put the first job title, the second job title, and so on. It's gonna put everything here for you. And then it's gonna go down here on the second page. It's gonna do the same thing. It will put your phone number, your email, everything, so that you don't have to be doing this manually. So once you have this template is now linked to the Excel file. So you have these two files. So this is the Excel file here. I'm going to show you how it looks like. So this is the Excel file here. Okay. Now this information, this is what you will see there. You will see my information there, but you have to replace this with yours. So how do you do that? So you're going to go to your candidate information form that you filled. So I'm going to open my candidate information form here. So now remember, in step 1 and step 2 of the VIP resume creation process, I showed you how to fill the candidate information form. I'm going to go back to that form and show you how to use it. So I'm going to scroll down. So I'm right here. So let's assume that you fill this form. Now you fill this form with your first name, your middle name, your last name, your phone number, your email address. So once you fill this first form, all you need to do is click here and select this entire row. So you want to select this entire row. Make sure that every column, every cell is selected. Now when you select it, you click right and you copy it. Now I'm using a Windows computer, so on Mac you need to know what are your commands for copying something. So that's very easy to do. So you copy that, copy the entire row. You go to your Excel sheet, which is now open, and you want to place it here. Now be very careful here. This Excel sheet is designed following the same structure of this candidate information form here. So in other words, it starts with the first name here and it ends with the email. The same thing happens here. It starts with the first name and it ends with the email. Okay. So so if you look at this this form, it starts with the first name and it ends with the email here, and then it continues here with the contact address, and then that's the second form you have to fill. So the second form is contact address to state of residence. So from contact address to state of residence, that is the next part of the sheet. So it goes from here to state of residence. So from this point up to this point. So from contact address to state of residence is the second form. Okay, so and so on. So the first thing that we're interested in is just the first part, which is from first name to email address. So I go to my candidate information form and I copy from first name to email address, and I copy that, and I go to my sheet and I place my cursor under first name. Make sure that you're under first name, which is column A and row number 2 here. So make sure that you're there, and you press you select that, you select all of that up to where you have email, and you stop there. When you stop there, you now paste what you copied. So I've pasted what I copied. So that's it there. So that's the first thing you do. Okay, so you just paste it like that. Now you have to go back there and copy from here your contact address. So select your contact address up to the state of residence. Copy that also, and go here, contact address. I'm gonna select all of that up to state of residence. I'm gonna also paste that. So I'm gonna paste that there. Okay. The next thing you want to do is go back to that candidate information form and do the next step, which is you now have to copy your work history. So in my case here, I have 4 positions in my work history. So I'm gonna put all of these in bold so that it's not confusing. So that's the head. That's the heading of the table. I have 4 positions: senior buyer, sales and marketing director, managing director, and CEO, and sales and marketing manager. So these are the 4 positions here. So you may have different. You may have 5. So in other words, you're just listing. I've already explained this step of the process. You just list your job positions that you've held, starting with the most recent. So what you want to do is you want to copy the first job. Now you have to go row by row here. So you just want to start with the first row from job title to end year. So you have to copy that, and you go to your form. Now in your form, it is called job title number 1 up to end year number 1. You don't have to go to job title number 2. Job title number 2 will be the second row in that form. So you just have to go from job title number 1 to end year 1. So job title number 1 to end year 1, that's where you stay, and you paste it. So you paste it like that. Go back to your form, select the next one. Now there is one thing you have to be very careful here. When you are filling this form, you have to make sure that there are no line breaks here. Line breaks are something like this. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So if let's say I type exponential and I click enter. When I click enter, I create a line break. Okay, you don't want to do that, because if you do that and you copy this information, so I'm going to show you an example here. So let me go back. Let me just go back. So this information there is no line break there. But if I go here, if I click after exponential and I put a line break, and I click after dollars and I put another line break. The way you put line breaks is by clicking the enter, by pressing the enter button. So when you enter, you are actually basically sending text to a different line. When that happens, when you put that information in Excel, Excel will create a separate line. So let me just try something for you to see. So Excel will put this in separate rows because there's a line break between exponential, there's another line break between Dallas and Texas. So you to see, it will not, instead of putting all of this in one cell, it is now putting them in 3 separate cells. You don't want that to happen. So if you start having those kind of things when you were pasting, you will see that when I'm pasting, everything falls in the same cell. When you start having those kind of problems, is because there are line breaks in your text. So the first thing you want to go and make sure that there are no line breaks. So I'm gonna go back here and make sure that there are no line breaks. By the way you break the lines is to use the backspace button. All you need to put just spaces, not line breaks. So use spaces by pressing the space bar and not the enter button. So there's a difference between a space and a line break. So you can have a space but not a line break. So if to check that that is okay, I'll copy that and I'm going back to Excel and I'm gonna paste it here. You see, when I paste it there, everything now is in one cell. Okay, it's in one cell. Yeah. So if I double click there, you see that everything is in one cell. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to be. But meanwhile, yeah, it is 3 separate cells because there were 3 line breaks. Okay, so hope that is clear. So when you start having those kind of issues, you want to check and remove all of your line breaks so that the quality of your data will be good. So that's the first thing to take note of. So I'm gonna I just wanted to touch on that because a lot of people have that problem. So we've just finished with the first job there. We'll now go to the second one, which is line number 2, row number 2. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna go to my Excel. Remember, the first one was from job title 1 to end year 1. Okay, so end year 1. The next one will be from job title number 2 up to end year 2. So I'm gonna end year. Okay, and then I'm gonna just paste that. Again, I'm gonna click and make sure that everything is in one row, not 2 rows. So everything in this document is in my row, 1 row here, row number 2. This is row number 1 where you have the titles of the sheet. Row number 2 is this big row here. So everything should fit in 1 row. So that's it there. So I've already copied that. I finished with row number 2. I'm gonna go to row number 3. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go here, job title number 3 up to end year 3. I'm gonna delete all of that. I'm gonna paste the new thing that I've just copied. So that's what I have there. And then finally I'm gonna go to row number 4. I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna go to the Excel sheet. So job title number 4 up to end year 4. I'm gonna delete all of that. I'm gonna paste what I just copied. Okay. So as you can see, everything is intact. There are no line breaks here. Everything is there. So I end there because I have just 5 positions I want to present on my resume. It's a matter of choice. You may have held 10 positions in the past. You may want to present all of the 10 positions. If that's the case, you have space here. You have to continue going up to job title number 10. There's a lot of space there. Put up to job title number 10 and then it will be end year 10. If you have 7 job titles, put the 7 job titles. If you have just 2, put just 2. If you have 3, put 3. So you have space, so you can keep going up to your number of job titles. Now, once you've done that, you have to move on to the next part of the candidate information form, which is this part here, part number 4. So part number 4 is education, professional training history. So again, you have to start with the latest. I've already explained how you fill this form. So I'll copy the first training just like we did for the job titles, the same process. So I'll copy that and I'll go to the Excel and I'll keep going to the right. After I finish with all of the job titles up to job title number 10, the next thing you're gonna have is the next part of this thing, which is which talks about training. So this is the part here. So if you go to this form, you'll see that it starts with training in the name of the training, and it ends with the end year of the training. So the same thing you're gonna see here. So it's training 1 up to end year 1. Okay, so end year 1 year, that's where we end. So all of these up to this point, that is where we end. We delete all what we have there. You delete my stuff and you put your own, you paste your own. Again, when you paste your own, make sure that there are no line breaks. All of that is fitting all in the same cell. It's not, there are no line breaks. It's because I've already checked. I've made sure that everything I wrote here, I did not press enter. The only thing I did was maybe space, just use the space bar instead of the enter button. So everything is in one cell. So I finished with training number 1. I'm gonna go to training number 2. I'm gonna select all of that. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna start here with training number 2. So training number 2 up to end year 2, right? So this is end year 2 here. So I'm gonna delete all of that, and I'm gonna paste my own training number 2. Next thing is training number 3. So now I have 3 trainings. I've choose to. Now you may have 5, you may have 6, you may have 2, you may have 7, whatever the case. Keep going. Copy that. Again, there are spaces for up to 10 trainings. I'm gonna go here, training number 3 up to end year 3. So this is it here. So I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna paste mine. So that's it. Now I'm done with my candidate information form. I've taken all of the information that I have in my candidate information form, and I've transferred it to my input data sheet here. So remember this sheet here, this Excel sheet here. I've transferred everything there. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is to go to my template here. So I have to make sure that this template here in Word, in Microsoft Word, is linked to my data sheet. So how do I do that? I go to mailings. I click on mailings. I click on mailings, and I click on select recipients. So I click on select recipients, and I click on use an existing list. So I click on that, and it will say data sources. I'm gonna search where I kept that file, that same folder. Remember that folder? I'm gonna go there. It's called the VIP Resume Template Generator folder. That's where I stored my 2 files. I'm gonna click on VIP Resume Template Generator, and I'm gonna click on this one here. There are 2 of them. This one with the plus, that's the most recent one for me. So I'm gonna click that. That's where I just made the changes. I'm gonna click that. I'm gonna open it. When I open it, I'll have this message here, and then I'll click OK. So now this document is now linked to that Excel sheet where all of my information is. When I have that like that, the next thing I want to do is I'm gonna click on preview results. When I click on preview results, it's gonna now show me, it's gonna populate this file. You now see that with a click of a mouse, it has put my name, my first name, my middle name, and my last name. It has put my first position that I held here, which is sales and marketing manager, and it has put the company. It has put everything. It has put, the only thing that it hasn't done, it's this part here, this part in pink. You have to calculate it. So in other words, you have to determine between November 2013 till date how many years and how many months. You have to do that manually. The system cannot do that for you, so you have to do that manually. So once you do that, in my case here, I'm going to calculate that later, but I just want to show you that it has put the first position here on the first page, sales and marketing manager, and it has put the company here that I worked for, Exponential Growth exponential growth funnels, which is my company. It has put it here. It has put everything about it. Has taken everything. You can put there, and it has put the start date. This start date here. It has also put it there, and the end date. It has put my phone number, and it has put my email address. And it has gone to the second page. It has taken this second position here, which is Managing Director and CEO, and it has put it on the second page. So if you look at the second page, my name is still there, but now the position has changed. It's now Managing Director and CEO, and it has put the company, and it has put the start date and the end date, and it has put my phone number and my email. And then it has taken the third position, which is Sales and Marketing Director, Grid Engineering, Douala, Cameroon. It has put that on the third page. So if I go on the third page here, you see Sales and Marketing Director, Grid Engineering, Douala, Cameroon. It has put that start date and end date. So depending on the number of positions you have here, I have 4 positions here. It's gonna put 4. It's gonna create. It's gonna put 4 positions on 4 different pages. Okay, and then this last page will have no information. So obviously, at the end of the day, in the final step of pro finishing touches, I'm going to show you how to delete this last page here. For now, don't worry about that. But in step 6 of the process, which is the finishing touches, I'll show you how to treat this document, how to edit it, how to do all the finishing touches. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is if you scroll down here to the last page, you're going to see your trainings. So you're going to see the first training here, which was a training workshop. If you go to the document, you're going to see training workshop. The second one is SPSM, Senior Professional and Supply Management Certification. If I go to my VIP resume, I'm going to see that SPSM, Senior Professional and Supply Management Certification. It has picked the date and all of the courses. It has put all of those courses here. And the next one is MSc Industrial Engineering. If you go here, you're gonna see that. If I scroll down here, this is the MSc Industrial Engineering. So all of the 3 trainings are there on my VIP resume. Now if you have 4 trainings, 5 trainings, you still have, as you can see, there's space for all of your trainings depending on how many you have. And then, like I told you, the next step will be to edit all of that. Now that you've cross-checked and everything is okay, your name is well written, your phone number, your email, the dates are correct, and you're happy with everything, you have to now create an instance of this document. So you click on Finish Mail Match. So when you click on Finish Mail Match, you go to Edit Individual Document. So you click on Edit Individual Document. Select one record. So since you'll be having just one line, remember in this document here, there is just one row. There are not 2 rows, so just 1 row. So what you need to do, you're creating a document. You're creating your VIP resume based on this information here on this 1 row here, all of that. So what you're doing is, that's what you're actually doing. So you go there, you put from 1 to 1. That's what you want to put there. Okay. Now you click OK. When you click OK, you will now see this document now has a new name. So there are 2 documents here. One of them is the template itself, the original template, this one here, which says VIP resume template December 2017. The other one is that it's an instance that's generated from that document, which is called letters. You can, in your own case, it might be letters 1. The reason is letters 2 is because I've generated this twice. So whatever the case, you have to change these letters 1 or letters 2 and put your name of your resume. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save it in my computer. So I want to save this document in the same folder where I have my VIP resume template generator. So this is it here, VIP resume template generator. And I'm gonna call it my VIP resume, and then I'm gonna give it a date so that everything is clear. I'm gonna call it December 18 2017. So I'm gonna save that. Okay, so you save that. So now you have this document. Now the reason you have to create that instance with that final step is because if you do anything on this template generator, you're gonna tamper with the template. So you have to always make sure that you generate an instance and then you save it with the name. For example, my VIP resume, and you give a date. Now, if you have any changes to do in the future with your information, your candidate information, the first place you want to go is to go to your candidate information form, do the changes there, because you want to always keep track of your stuff. Do the changes there and then copy those changes and put them in your input sheet here in Excel. And then once you do that, you go back to your form, go back to your template, and you go back to preview results. So let's say you are not happy with what you have here. Go and make the changes first on your candidate information form. Then next, copy those changes and put them on your input sheet. Then third, go to your template and click on preview results again. When you click on preview result, it will go back to the initial template. You will now see first name, middle name, last name. You see all of this crazy stuff here. So it is now set to the template, and then you go back to make sure that you go to select recipient to make sure that everything is connected and you're happy. You go to select recipient, you go and search for the folder where you have your template generator. Go into that folder. Again, what you are doing here is actually to link that document to your Excel sheet. You link this to your Excel sheet to make sure that it picks the most recent changes, and you click OK. Now once you have it like that, it is now linked. You go back and click again on preview results. It will now pick up the recent changes you made on your input sheet. Okay, so that's how you work with this. And then once you're done, you now go to finish mail merge, and you go to current record, you put 1 to 1, and you click OK, and you generate another instance. It is now letters 3, and you go now, and you can now save this with a new name. So I'm gonna call it my VIP resume December 2017 version 2. So that's how you do that. Now once you're happy with everything, you now use that latest version, which is version 2, to continue doing your editing. Okay, so I hope all that is clear. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next step.